Hello, everybody. I am, for right now, Paul Jarvis, and I'm joined by Jack Ellis. And this is the Fathom Analytics Above Board podcast. And today we are going to talk about frying an egg on a carbon steel pan. Actually, no, let's not bury the lead. I'm retiring. I'm no longer part of Fathom, but this is a very good thing. So let's get into it.
Yeah, the word someone used on LinkedIn was bittersweet, and I was like, I'm happy. And people have asked me, it's like, why is Paul retiring? And I was like, well, we've been speaking, like I said in the blog post, on and off, and it's always been the joke has been that you said, like a couple of years time, I'll be done. But then that couple of years keeps getting postponed because, we're growing and we're doing stuff and we got other things to focus on. And it's like, I'm feeling guilty because you've said a couple of years ago, like I feel like a couple of years ago or more. And it's just conveniently ignoring that, but it's still on your brain.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, though, like I haven't disliked working on Fathom. And I guess the biggest thing with me was I didn't want to have to like retire, but then Fathom gets sold to like a big company or like has to take on investment or like I didn't want to like uncompany of one Fathom just because I didn't want to work anymore.
No, for
right?
sure. Yeah.
So,
and that often happens. I mean, you think about a co-founder buyout, it often is another party's brought in to make the deal happen. I don't know of any. I mean, I'm sure I don't know if they do exist necessarily, but the way we structured it was, company of one-esque. It was independence first over bringing in outside capital because, we could have gone to other investors and then Fathom would have become completely different. It would have been weird, actually.
Yeah. And I didn't want to ruin the growth of the company just because I wanted to exit, basically. Yeah. So
for sure.
And we don't have to get into like the nuts and bolts of the deal, but basically you're buying my shares and we're doing it over time. And that means that things can basically and then you're hiring me as a freelance designer, which is kind of full circle for my life, because in the 90s, that's what I started as. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Early October or late October when we discussed it, it was definitely weird. I'm happy for both of us, but I'm like also not happy. There's a mixture of emotions. So like this topic doesn't make me go, like I'm done. Paul's gone. Woohoo! Like the witch is dead. I think we ran it for 5 years, and in the blog post I said we didn't even have a shareholder agreement, and I always got a kick when the lawyers like, where's your shareholder agreement? We haven't had one. We haven't needed one.
Yeah.
There's always been good faith. Even our partners, good faith in everything. There was a lot of trust between everyone.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it took us like maybe an hour to come to like what the terms were. And then obviously because lawyers and accountants and everything were involved, it took an extra it took an extra 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Just to get the like actual documents sorted out. But essentially the agreement that you and I had was like maybe an hour tops.
Yeah. So, no, we had it done. It was making sure we're both protected and everything else. And I think honestly for me, when we were doing the negotiation, it was just a case of, okay, what happens if Paul dies? What happens if Jack dies? Like that was where I wanted more. If I knew for a fact that neither of us would die, I wouldn't have cared about a contract. It was really just making sure that, if I die or you die, that everyone's good. So, and we managed that. The contract was good. The lawyers delivered. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not like, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for you. I'm sad for the 5 years coming to an end. Like I say, it feels like a relationship. Well, it is a relationship, but it's not a relationship ending because we're literally talking. Exactly. It's not like it's gone. You're giving me cooking tips this morning, but it's not like it's gone.
Yeah.
I just, Yeah, I don't know. The nervous system and the body was used to that for a long period of time, and then now it's different. So, like, whilst I'm
Yeah.
happy, I don't get enthusiastic at the idea of you leaving. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, and I feel the same. Like, obviously, I want to be done with working,
Yeah,
but it's not like the thing is, like, I didn't dislike my work, and
yeah,
I've never disliked my work. Obviously, I've had like shit days working and
hmm,
stressful days. Like, running a company isn't
yeah,
all like fairies and butterflies and rainbows shooting out of your fingertips, but
hmm.
like, I wake up every morning and like don't hate like
Yeah,
designing and writing
yeah,
for an analytics company, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
No, it's been good, and the people we work with, it's been really good, and we got a lot done. It's been a crazy and weird, interesting 5 years. Like all of the words, it's been everything. So much
yeah.
going on. It's such a ride. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's funny too, right? Because like Fathom was never meant to be a business. Like it was just, I designed a screenshot because I was sick of Google Analytics. And
Hmm.
then I started it as like an open source project with another person.
Yep.
And then he left. And then I was like, I don't think I'm going to keep doing Fathom. And then I told you this, and you were like, oh, well, I could step in and be the technical co founder. And I was like,
Yep.
sure, I got it. And then it ended up being like the best decision, right? Because like
Yeah.
Fathom's done well.
Oh, yeah. And it was weird thinking because at the time I was doing freelance work and I was billing hourly. And I still remember having to work less hours. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make less money, but I have to trust that hopefully, like it was a calculated risk. I
Yeah,
made enough
same.
money to cover my bills. But if Fathom didn't grow, then I'd be okay. And then what ended up happening was I had to leave my freelancing work, which I love my freelancing work. It was good fun.
Hmm.
And I had to say to them, like, I'm sorry, I can't do both. And it was the day after we had our first viral customer.
Yeah.
I got to learn about database IO on AWS RDS, which is, yeah, I'd never had to worry about that before. And then they launched in Germany, I think it was, they launched Universal Basic Income.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise, everyone wanted to be a part of that. It went viral, and I had to spend the whole day trying to do that. And I just said, I can't do freelance and this. And I
Yeah.
was done.
Yeah, it's funny. You came on board. I think our MRR was like $1,000. Like you came on board before we were doing any real income, and I was the same. Like I stopped doing courses and books,
Yeah,
which were doing quite well for me,
they were.
because I was like, oh, let's try something else and see how that works. Then it ended up working. So
Well, and also you helped me, as I said in the post, you helped me do my course. You had a lot of strategies or just ways of positioning, ways of communicating, a kind of like non-marketing ways of marketing, if you like. Like they were good techniques, and I learned from those. And that did really well. And that then helped me pad out my leave from freelancing into Fathom before we could take good salaries and what have you. So then what happened? So we went away in the business. There was a DDoS attack in 2020, which was exhausting. Definitely some burnout from, because like things felt easier before then, and it was like, oh no, we actually have a business that can be attacked quite easily. I mean, any business can be attacked, And a lot of people don't think about that. I hear people talk all the time, and they kind of like slap Cloudflare in front of it, but it's like that isn't always the solution. For a lot of a lot of cases, it is. Don't get me wrong, but it isn't always the solution. Like we can't do a capture on a background request, like you can't really do that. So yeah, and then we just been building ever since. And you retired your MailChimp. Do you think like, so, I mean, this is kind of coming into the retirement. You're going to be doing design, but do you think that you will ever get back into business, or are you done?
I mean, I can't say never. Like I don't know. Like I don't think so. Like I'm basically at a point where I can keep living the
Mhm.
way that I live and not have to make more money.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like in a year, I might get bored. Like it's hard because the last month I've been so busy, like between taking my wife away on like a last minute trip. Like basically we went to Southern California and we decided it like 12 hours before for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then we had a horrible storm on the west coast of Canada. So I've been like doing cleanup at our house and our neighbor's house for a while. So like I haven't had time to just be like, okay, like I'm not working, like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm also like, I also don't really get bored. Like I have so many hobbies. I have so many things around the house. Like I try to fix everything myself. So I bicycle hours a day.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So like I guess it hasn't sunk in yet because I haven't had a chance to like slow down because I'm just as busy now as I was like 2 months ago when I was working. So
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Honestly, I don't know. I was talking to another entrepreneur this morning, and he was like, well, you're going to start something else. I'm like, I don't think so, but like, I don't know. And he's like, he's training somebody right now to take over his business. And he's like, I think I'm ready for just not doing anything as well. And he's like, a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand that. Like a bunch of my friends have been like, I can't see you being retired for more than like a couple months. And I'm like, I can. So I don't know.
Your identity. So there's another thing. I was talking to Ruben Gomez about this, but a lot of entrepreneurs would tie their identity to the business. Mm-hmm. You never did that. You killed your mailing list, which no one would ever do, by the way.
Yeah.
I still don't fully understand that. And you're chill with it and it's like you're happy with it, but like you had this huge mailing list of people and like huge audience. You're like, I'm just done with that. It's not working for me anymore. And you had your Twitter account with tens of thousands of followers, which you casually, without any stress, were able to remove.
Yeah.
Which, is funny because a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I just had enough of having an audience. And that's kind of what drew me to want to like go all in on Fathom, because it didn't need to be my audience supporting the business. Like obviously people sign up for Fathom because they like read my stuff, but it's not like it's not like 50% or anything. It's probably like 1 or 2% at this point.
Well, no, you can probably go back in the podcast. We intentionally tried to expand that because at first it was your audience, right? You got distribution through your audience.
Yep.
Then it was, okay, well, Paul's audience is one thing, and Paul's audience is, going to drip into Fathom throughout the years. And I mean, it's still happening because then what's his face? Who's the deep work guy? Cal Newport. He wrote about you in his new book, which then, and then your book's still selling all over the world. People don't know this about your book, and it's really funny. So your book is selling globally really well to the point where you've got a crazy audience in China. Like, what the hell?
It was a number one bestseller there for close to a year. Which is
really hilarious.
Yeah. Did I tell you? So remember, I showed you the cover of the Russian version of my book, which is like a chef cutting into a cake made out of brains.
Lovely.
And I've always said this is my favorite book cover. And I wish I had had a copy. And for some reason, the foreign publisher, I guess because, I don't know, sanctions or whatever, with Russia, like I never got a copy. Like I got a copy of all the other foreign book covers. And so a friend of mine, she's actually in the UK, found a way to buy a copy of the Russian book and send it to me. And it is possibly now my prized possession, is the Russian version of my book. I cannot read a single word of it. I don't even know that it, like the only reason I know
your book, yeah,
I know, because the person who designed it posted a picture of it. And if you look on Russian bookstores and type in the English for my book, that's what comes up. But I have a copy of the Russian chef brain cake version of my book. And I got it like last week, I think. So fucking happy.
Sorry, wait, you could write another book.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. You could.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why. I haven't got a good reason. Because you can. I don't know. Yeah. That's not a good reason.
Yeah, I mean, my agent definitely wants me to, because the last one did all right, but
now it's like there's an exit too. Like it adds to the story. It's like additional proof of, a lot of people are like teachers and they make their money by teaching you how to make money, right? But you've actually done it and done it at multiple levels. It's interesting. But no,
Yeah,
why
I've been
write a
pretty
book?
conscious of never teaching or sharing anything that I didn't do myself. Like, I'm not going to read a post on Medium and then make a course about how to do that thing because I read a bunch of blog posts about it. So,
okay, so not going to write a book, or
no.
might write a book. I don't know. You say why? I don't know why you'd write a book, because you want to sell some books. I don't know. Like,
I
it's not a
didn't.
big
So
money
I guess
maker, is it? I don't know if it's
the thing with books though for me is like I don't dislike writing. I actually really enjoy writing, but
why did you stop?
more than 50% of a book is promoting the book.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I'm not like Obama or something who can write a book and then like I literally like I'm sure he's done promotion for his book. I'm sure he didn't even write his book because most celebrities just have ghostwriters.
Yep.
But like you could, if you're at that level, like Stephen King, I don't think needs to do like book tours or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas like I would have to promote it. The last book I did hundreds of interviews and I was so burned out on doing podcasts. Like I was angry about doing them. It's like not a good place to like be interviewed by somebody who you're like, I don't like, it's nothing to do with you personally, but I don't want to fucking be here. I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, it must get so boring because the conversations are then just repetitive.
Yep.
Okay, fine. So it's promotion, and that promotion. What about if you got an AI of you that could go on the podcast? I mean, that could solve things.
I mean, possibly. It might just, it might just lose its shit and just go off on, which honestly, I wouldn't care. Like that would actually be kind of funny. So,
oh man. Yeah. Okay, then. So retirement, unknown as to what comes into retirement.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, cycling, traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. For now. So, what about Fathom? How is this going to change Fathom for I was going to say for our customers, for your customers?
Yeah. So like honestly, nothing big changes. I mean, this is what I put in the blog post, we were already aligned on I think on most things.
Yeah.
The only things I can think of off the top of my head where I've pushed in one, even when I've pushed in one way, like I tried to push a free plan before, and then we ran the complexities of that. And what comes with that, it's not just here's a free plan, then it's everything's amazing. A free plan is a lot of work to sustain. And I think a lot of people don't get that part is it's like, oh, why can't you do a free plan or free plan? People don't see the amount of support that come from people that aren't them. Do you know what I mean? Like I might look at it and go, I need a free plan. This would be fine. I wouldn't take up any support. For every one person like that, there'll be 10, it's me making up numbers, but there'll be 10 people who will take up lots of support. And then you can't be profitable because then you have the paying customers subsidizing the free customers. And that does work at venture scale and everything, but that's not where we're going.
No. And we have one support person who will spend as much time as needed for every single ticket.
Yeah,
that's why we hired him. Yep. That's why we hired him.
Yeah. You get a proper support person and it's not outsourced to, cheap labor. We haven't done it. So like, you can do support for $5 an hour or whatever. It's like, no, we actually invested in this.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I pushed on free a few times. I mean, I've said as well, I would like to do more on the enterprise stuff if possible, but just because I'd want to explore it and see if we can actually make it work. But and I know you've had no care in the enterprise stuff since we started. You've been like met on enterprise.
Yeah, because I know the level of like legal and it's bureaucracy.
It is
like
bureaucracy.
and I'm not a fan of bureaucracy.
It undermines the lifestyle part of the lifestyle business. It does, but I want to explore it and actually feel it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to see what it's like, and then I was talking to Ash about this, and I said, if it's really bad, we don't have to keep doing it. I just want to try because we may be surprised and may be able to hire someone to handle it, and there may be a way to make it profitable. But
if there's a process that can be put into place where like they follow like our or your like process to sign up, then
I doubt they would.
Yeah, but I mean, like we did try it with one vendor, and I signed up for like their vendor portal. I still get fucking emails from their vendor portal. I didn't even finish signing up because I got to page like 870 out of like 2,853, and I gave up.
This was a huge tech company.
Yeah, I mean, literally one of the biggest. Yeah, literally one of the biggest. Yeah.
So no, we gave up on that. But again, like we could have. No, but I feel like there'll be energy at some point to explore that, and there probably is going to be a position or something. But I know I'm more excited about the opportunities on that one. I know you weren't.
Yep.
Yeah, that one you didn't care about.
No, I mean, I was more like, let's get features done and to a place where we're happy with the feature set, and then explore those kind of things, which...
No, and I agree. I mean, there's a few things, like, the things right now that we need to get out that actually then make Fathom, as far as I'm concerned, like borderline. I don't want to say complete because everything will always change. But there are some nagging features. I mean, like, to get these features out, though, I mean, even thinking about it now, the roadmap over the next few months is really just switching up the ingest.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new, like, faster, more scalable ingest that we're going to be deploying, which will be absolutely amazing. But it's like, that part's not exciting unless you're in tech, right? It's more just what that delivers in terms of features. And the reason that, like, I think about it a lot, like, why was it built like this in the first place? It was built like this in the first place because I didn't know any better. We had ideas on what we were going to do, so we built it like this. And now you're like, oh, you've got to switch from this to this, but you have to make this kind of foundational change. There's a lot of that happening. And one change I have made already, like, I'm no longer there's no feature branches, basically. It's just everyone commits to the main branch and I just have to review it.
Yeah.
Which is like trunk-based development or whatever. That was, I think I made that a while back now, but that's happening because, like, reviewing feature branches and code getting out of date, finding ways to be more efficient, with the code stuff. But no, enterprise isn't coming now. Like, there's too much on the roadmap to do before I can even think about enterprise.
Yeah.
But at some point it'd be cool. But, like, outside of the core roadmap we already have, I don't know, we run it. We always talked about everything. We always shared our thoughts. I don't know. I don't feel like it was like, I'm not doing what I want to do because I can't. Like, it never felt like that. So nothing really changes, to be honest with you. Like, literally, I can't think of anything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
it stays exactly the same.
Yeah, and as needed, I'll be designing a couple things here and there. So
yeah, no, and I'm excited to get back to coding. To be honest with you, like, that's what I've.
This is taken up. Yeah, I mean, I guess as well. That's why it doesn't really feel like I've retired yet, because there was so much, like, back and forth with just, like, lawyers justifying the rates that they charge for every project they take on.
Okay, yeah, and that was very frustrating. They ended up delivering, and they were very good, but it is frustrating in the moment when you're going through it.
Yeah. Oh, we need to involve, like, this tax person, and we need to involve somebody from another province, and then it's just like, until it was finished, it felt like it wasn't going to get finished, and I think that's why I was stressed out. And then as soon as it was finished and they delivered the documents, we were like, okay, they did a good job. This is good. They delivered on time, which we didn't know if that was going to happen, and everything ended up working out. But until it ended up working out, it was stressful because it was like, I don't know if this is going to happen, like, on the date that we needed it to happen. We needed the date really just for, like, ease of tax filing. So we just wanted to, like, keep a date, December 1st, for that. So it was less complex for you filing taxes.
It was the tax stuff, the control and everything in tax and blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah, because we like to keep things simple.
Keeps it clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was it. And you're right. It's been a grind. I have not done much code. It's been a stress, and dear. I'm excited for that stuff to just be in the background and done, and not even have to. We still have a few documents to sign, not related to the actual acquisition, but the dotting the T's. No, dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
I don't know what language you dot T's in.
But. Yeah, no, Russian.
Probably with your brain cakes.
But yeah, it's Fathom doesn't change. It's kind of boring in that, like, no grand thing is happening, which is a good thing. Customers are happy that things are staying the same. Like, I'm excited for the future. Still grieving things a little bit, less so than I was in October, but I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the next steps. A part of me thinks that you will happily spend the rest of your life gardening and doing, like, if you become an extreme biker or something, I won't be surprised. If you're, like, competing in races, that also won't surprise me. I won't be surprised if you do end up starting another business. I think even before Fathom, you weren't trying to start a business and you accidentally did. I don't know. Like, I won't be surprised if you do something, but I also won't be surprised if you just, like, grow the world's biggest, like, I don't even know, like, apple or strawberry or something like that. I won't be surprised.
I'm starting Fathom Analytics.
Yes. There you go. That works. Oh man.
No thanks. I did it once. I don't need to do it a second time.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. Yeah. I'm curious to see what happens, if anything.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy it, just chill and do nothing. That's also, I like, the thing is, you can't do nothing. You'll do something. It just, whether it'll be business. I just don't know if it'll be business.
Yeah, I mean, the week after I retired, I ripped out most of our electrical heating system and rebuilt it. So in our house. So like, I like doing that kind of stuff. I got to take the ceiling fan. Probably next week, I got to take the ceiling fan out of our master bathroom and switch it for the other bathroom because I don't think it's working properly. But I want to test it before I buy a new one.
So technically, you have been retired for. You've been retired. When did you stop? Like, when were you done? Because we signed on December 1st.
Yeah, but we stopped. I think I stopped after we had the conversation and agreed to like the basic terms, like at the end of October.
So you've been retired, but super busy with everything.
Basically. Yeah. But
cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's summertime. It's winter time too, so like it's not great outside. So like most of the things I like to do. Although right now it looks like it's sunny, so I am going to go for probably a 3 or 4 hour bike ride after we record.
It's a snow blizzard here.
Yep. And then I'll edit this as well, probably later today, so we can get this out either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Sweet. Another thing too, I got to decide what to do with the podcast. Like, do I just?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to do it solo. If I'm going to do guests have worked well in the past.
Yeah, they have actually. Some of our most popular episodes have been like guests on the show, like Rob and Justin and a couple other people. So,
and I think too, you've written lots over your many years on the internet, and it's like, you're not going to come in and do like thought leadership stuff, on a podcast. So then we talk about ideas, we talk about privacy, maybe a bit of politics, which is fun for us, but like me and you don't take, we haven't got the hard positions where you're going to get the crazy debate. Me and you are both is it apolitical, where you just like fuck all politicians?
Anti-political?
Anti-politic, whatever. Yeah. And that's not anarchist, because I do like order, but anyway. Like we talk about what's happening at Fathom. Like it isn't really, well, that's it. Like, what's happening at Fathom, working on this, doing this. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I have to have a think about that. Like in my head, I'm like, I could start another podcast where I talk about tech stuff, but I'm like, I don't know yet. Honestly,
yeah, this one already has a lot of subscribers, so
there's
could just
that
use
as well.
This one. Yeah,
like I could continue. Like there's stuff to share. I need to get an idea on how technical the audience is. Yeah, I don't know. It's things to work out, but yeah, that's probably one of the biggest stresses actually, is what to do with this podcast. Honestly, if I think about it, I feel like we're good about everything. I'm just like, what do I do with the podcast though?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to share?
No, I mean, I feel kind of the same. Like I feel a bit sad that that chapter is coming to an end, that like a big chapter in my life has come to an end, work.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited for what's next, even though I have no fucking idea what that is.
Yeah. That makes complete sense.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm still just as keen on Fathom succeeding as I was like pre-October. So yeah, I just want you guys to crush it and do as well as possible.
Yeah.
Get that first Series A round of investment, hundreds of billions of dollars.
That's how I ruined my life. Yeah. I'll never forget that. When I did that troll blog post about us taking $100 million of investment, I had people I haven't spoken to in years messaging me saying, congratulations. I'm like, click on the link. And they go, fuck.
Yeah. Well, even yesterday when you tweeted that Fathom had been acquired and linked to the blog post that explained what happened, everybody was like, oh, congrats on getting it. It's like, you didn't actually read. So this is how social media works.
Yep.
Like people don't read the article. They look at the headline and form a decision. Got it.
Yes, that is social media sometimes. Yeah, some people read it. I think a lot of people expected it to be a troll because it was coming from me, like waiting for the Rickroll. So they didn't click it because they're so used to it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's fun. I like to have fun. I do. Like, sure, I could have just written like, this is what's happening. I could have been really boring and prescriptive, but it's like, I want to have fun with it. It's fun. Yeah. Like, why not have fun with it?
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean,
grind of a month. Let's have some fun with the news.
Yep.
And it worked.
And it ended up, exactly. A lot of people have read that. We were both refreshing or not refreshing, just looking at the real-time visitors yesterday, which is fun.
Dude, I mean, it's insane. It's insane how many people have already read it. I mean, even right now, people are on that post. It's really cool.
Yeah.
How do I know that?
Fathom Analytics. Oh, man.
Okay, well,
Cool.
it was nice podcasting with you for however many episodes, and goodbye.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. And thanks for listening to me over the last bunch of years. And thanks for putting up with me as being part of Fathom. And I'm leaving Fathom in great and capable hands. So cheers, everybody.